Hey everyone, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my YouTube channel English Language and Literature. So today we'll be covering literary realism or realism in literature. We will explore its origins, its key characteristics, its authors, its types and its impact on literature as a whole. So let's get started. So first of all, what is literary realism? Realism is a literary movement that portrays everyday life exactly how it is. So, realism started in mid 19th century and lasted until the early 20th century. Realism was a form of writing in which the authors represented reality by portraying everyday experiences as they are in real life, truthfully, without romanticizing it, without dramatizing it. It works with relatable and familiar characters, settings, and plots centered around society's middle class, mainly middle class. Realism developed as a means to tell a story as truthfully, as realistically as possible, instead of dramatizing it, instead of romanticizing it. Now let's take a closer look at the background. Realist literary movement originated in France circa 1850 after the 1848 revolution and then spread widely throughout Europe and United States as the movement gained popularity. So realism was a response to the earlier period of romanticism. Realist artists and writers grew tired of the fantastical exaggerations of the romantic style and era, so they started writing more realistic works. They strove to create more realistic representations of life. So this is how realism period began. People were widely more attracted to stories about common experiences and the people that they could relate to, which led to the overall popularity of realist movement. Let's talk about some of the most influential realist writers. First of all, Honore de Balzac. He is considered one of the founders of realism. Balzac was one of the first authors to focus his work on the lives of ordinary French citizens. He tried to depict life and society as they truly were. During his lifetime, he undertook a gigantic project called the Human Comedy, also known as La Comédie Humaine in French. It's a series of novels and short stories that depicted all aspects of French society. Cousin Bet is considered one of the masterpieces of La Comédie Humaine. This novel tells the story of a cousin Bet, a poor relative of French aristocrats who don't treat her very nicely, so she takes revenge on them. So it's a real story. Then comes Gustave Flaubert. Gustave Flaubert is a French writer who authored Madame Bovary, written in 1856. Then we see another example of realist writer, Charles Dickens. Charles Dickens is an English author who wrote A Tale of Two Cities, Great Expectations, and Oliver Twist. These all novels actually highlight the complexity of humans, of the real life of society. Then we see another example, Mark Twain. He is an American author who wrote Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. He is considered father of American realism. Mark Twain highlighted the complexities of social class and race in his stories using the Deep South as a background. Now let's break down some key elements of literary realism. Literary realism mostly focus on everyday life. It focuses on everyday life and how literature centers around the lives of ordinary people, depicting their struggles, their relationships, and their social issues. It has plausible and logical events. Its emphasis on reality. जो एम्फेसाइज करते हैं वो रियलिटी पे करते हैं, उनका जो पोर्ट्रेयल दिखाया जाता है वो रियलिटी पे होता है, काफ़ी डिटेल्ड पोर्ट्रेयल होता है, काफ़ी क्लोजली उसको पोर्ट्रे किया जाता है। सेटिंग्स, कैरेक्टर्स, इवेंट्स, सारे जो उसकी जो होते हैं ना एलिमेंट्स, वो स्टोरी को बहुत ज़्यादा ऑथेंटिक फील करवाते हैं कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा रियल है। Characters appear real in their complexity, behavior and motives. करेक्टर्स जो होते हैं ना उन रियलिस्ट लिटरेचर में ऑफन मल्टी डायमेंशनल होते हैं, उनके फ्लॉज होते हैं, उनकी कॉम्प्लेक्सिटीज़ होती हैं जो कि रियल ह्यूमन बिहेवियर को शो कर रही होती हैं। दैट ऑल्सो शोज़ रियलिटी। इम्पोर्टेंस दिखाई जाती है इसमें इकोनॉमिक क्लास की, सोशल क्लास की, स्पेशली मिडिल क्लास इंटरेस्ट की, क्योंकि वो रियलिटी को पोर्ट्रे कर रहे होते हैं, ऑर्डिनरी लाइफ पोर्ट्रे कर रहे होते हैं। एंड देन कम्स कॉम्प्लेक्स एथिकल डिसीजंस। इसमें जो करेक्टर्स कॉम्प्लेक्स एथिकल डिसीजंस लेते हैं उनको वो शो किए जाते हैं, क्योंकि वो एक आम जिंदगी को और एक ह्यूमन लाइक शो करते हैं चीज़ें। इस वजह से उनको कॉम्प्लेक्स एथिकल डिसीजंस उनके की एलिमेंट है, इसका की कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स हैं रियलिज्म के। एंड वन मोर थिंग, रियलिज्म में ज़्यादातर जो इम्पोर्टेंस होती है वो करेक्टर्स को दी जाती है ओवर प्लॉट। तो ये चीज़ आपने याद रखनी है। जहाँ पर हम बहुत ज़्यादा राइटर्स और उनके वर्क्स को देखते हैं वहाँ पर हम लोग इसकी टाइप्स भी देखते हैं। इसकी कुछ टाइप्स हैं, देयर आर सेवरल टाइप्स ऑफ रियलिज्म। फर्स्ट वन इज़ सोशल रियलिज्म। Social realism focuses on the life of poor. It shows the depiction of social class and the struggles of working class. सोशल रियलिज्म लोगों की डिवास्टेटिंग कंडीशंस के बारे में बताता है, कैसे वर्किंग क्लास स्ट्रगल करती है उस बारे में बताता है। इसकी एक जो बेस्ट एग्जांपल हमें मिलती है वो है ऑफ माइस एंड men. Magical realism is a type of realism that blurs the line between fantasy and reality. Magical realism portrays the world truthfully, plus add magical elements that are not found in our reality but are still considered normal in the world story takes place. अगर किसी को समझ नहीं आई तो मेक इट क्लियर, आई एम एक्सप्लेनिंग इट इन उर्दू। मैजिकल रियलिज्म वो होता है जिसमें हम रियलिटी के साथ ड्रीम लाइक फैंटास्टिकल एलिमेंट्स को कंबाइन करते हैं और वर्ल्ड को हम वैसे ही डिस्क्राइब करते हैं जैसे वो है, बट with additional elements that are not found in nature. For example, one person in a town might be able to fly, tell the future, or live well past their years. अगर हम इसकी एक और एग्जांपल देखें तो वो उसके एक वर्क से एग्जांपल देखें तो वो एक नॉवल है 100 years of solitude. I am repeating this, 100 years of solitude. This is a magical realism novel about a man who invents a town according to his own perceptions. Another example is naturalism. Realism paved the way for naturalism, but you will study it later. So, for now, naturalism uses scientific method and scientific principles to explore humans, their relationships, um, for example, environment, heredity, social conditions. Naturalism discusses about how the fate or nature of a person is already, is predetermined. A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner is the best example of naturalism. Let's see another example of realism, and that is psychological realism. It focuses on what motivates them to make certain decisions and why. It actually uses characters to express commentary on social or political issues. अगर हम साइकोलॉजिकल रियलिज़म को देखें तो इसके नाम से ही ज़ाहिर है कि किसी की साइकोलॉजी को, किसी की साइकी को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहा है, एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली कैरेक्टर्स। ठीक है, अगर हम एग्जांपल देखते हैं इसकी, क्राइम एंड पनिशमेंट बाय फ्योडोर दोस्तोयेव्स्की is a psychological realist novel. This novel is about a man who hatches a plan to kill a man. वो प्लान बनाता है कि मैंने इस आदमी को मार देना और इसका सारा पैसा मैंने ले लेना है सिर्फ गुर्बत से निकलने के लिए. But he feels immense guilt and paranoia after he does it. So, yeah, this is the best example of psychological realism. If we look at the impact of realism on literature, तो realism का literature पे बहुत ज़्यादा impact था. Realism ने बाकी movements के लिए रास्ता निकाला, and naturalism is also an outgrowth of realism. Thanks for watching. I hope this video helped clarify realism for you. If you found it useful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos and leave a comment below with your questions or examples. Also, let me know in the comments your favorite realist author or work. So, until next time, Allah Hafiz.